only church derangement syndrome could bring political progressives together to fight on behalf of the wealthy Republican suburb that makes over 6 figures a year. We gotta defend church oppression.
This is gonna be the best day ever. This is gonna be the best day ever. Wake up.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to Ward Radio Morning Edition. I am your host, Cardinellis, and today I'm joined in the studio via Zoom by Luke Hansen, Editor-in-Chief of Ward Radio News, and we're going to be discussing a recent article that he just wrote. If you haven't subscribed yet to the Ward Radio News blog, please make sure you check it out on wardradio.com and click right here on the recent news article. Apparently, there's 2 major ironies that anti-Mormons miss in the Fairview, Texas temple steeple controversy, and this is an opinion piece. He usually doesn't step into the limelight and talk about some of the more hard-hitting articles because he wants to be objective, but in this one, he's like, I got an opinion. I'm going to share it. So he's here to tell us what's going on. Luke, tell us what's going on, my man, with the Fairview temple steeple controversy. It sounds kind of funny. A steeple controversy. Hit it, my man. What's going on?
Yes. So as I start at the beginning of the article that I wrote, if you haven't heard of the Fairview Temple Steeple controversy, that's good. Like, your life is better because of it. If you have heard about it, though, and it's been going around, it's the controversy of the month is what I called it in my opinion piece. There's this thing where there's this town in Texas called Fairview. A temple was announced in 2022. And the city is putting up roadblocks to have an exception to the height, the temple height. Okay. Because of the height requirements, zoning laws, boring bureaucratic stuff for a small town in the suburbs of Dallas. But it's become this huge thing among anti-Mormons. And you guys covered Nemo the Mormon flying himself, getting some sort of sponsor to fly himself from Britain, not from like Provo, Utah, or West Jordan, or wherever they all live.
That's commitment, man.
This is from Britain. 8-hour flight. It's nonstop. Like, he flew himself there to give a 3-minute speech to the city council at the beginning of June, and he just put out. What kind of prompted this was I saw 2 days ago. He put out another video. His second video. He's done 2 live streams, 6 community posts about this. John DeLynne's done his video. Mormon Discussions have done their video. Nuance Ho did her video. Like, it's the controversy of the month. Okay. And I've looked into the data a little bit. Okay. And I just find some ironies with them getting all worked up about this controversy. Okay. The first one is fairly obvious, and you might have thought about it already. The first is that if the church is this really big, evil, secretive corporation with all these terrible bishops that get people alone in offices and billions of dollars that who knows what they do what with, don't you think that there should be more stories to talk about over the past month? Okay. The steeple's 174 feet tall, but the city won't approve it unless it's 130, something like that. They've approved a Methodist church. Like 18 years ago, they approved a Methodist church for like 135 feet. They approved a water tower to be over the height requirements. There's a subway across the street from where this temple is going to be. It's not like it's not like we're trying to build something that's going to detract from the Coliseum or anything like that. Okay. I'm sorry we want to put a big, beautiful building in your town. It's tragic, but so that's the first irony is, okay, like the church is so bad that your problem with them is the beautiful building they want to build is too tall for a podunk town in Texas of 11,000 people. Okay? But the second irony requires a little bit more explanation. And I'm just going to read from the article here to kind of help us follow along with what I noticed here. Okay. So ex-Mormons on average have values that align with liberals, generally speaking. That's why I said on average, while current members have, on average, emphasize that again, on average, values that align with conservatives. This is not just speculation. A recent survey measured current and former members' scores on the 5 foundational values proposed by Jonathan Haidt's Moral Foundations Theory. And if you're in the article, you can scroll down to where this chart is in the article. Just like scroll down until you see a chart. Gotcha. And in the chart, it's kind of hard to read because there's so many bars going on here.
Okay.
But essentially, there's 5 different categories of where people have moral values. Jonathan Haidt kind of broke morality down into 5 different principles.
Yeah, it looks like there's
15 years ago.
Harm/care, fairness/reciprocity, in-group/loyalty, authority/respect, and then purity/sanctity.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Okay.
And so if you look at the red and the blue, they're kind of the 2 middle ones.
Yes.
The red is self-identified conservatives and the blue is current Latter-day Saints.
Yes.
And you'll notice on each of these categories, the first one, they're the 2 lowest ones.
Yeah.
On the second one, they're also the 2 lowest ones. On the third one, they're
equal.
Yeah, they're equal. On the fourth one, they're the 2 lowest ones. Sorry, the 2 highest ones.
Yeah.
See, it's kind of hard to read. And on the last one, they're also the 2 highest ones. So they kind of track with each other.
Interesting.
And then the
Okay.
self-identified liberal and the former Mormons track together with an opposite trend.
That's interesting. So there is actually statistical proof that, and academic proof that there is no room for conservatives in ex-Mormonism, which has been a complaint of a couple of podcasters that have reached out to our show saying like
I think you meant to say there's no room for liberals in Mormonism.
No.
What you were trying to say?
There's been a big complaint. There's been a couple of, I've had a lot of ex-Mormons reach out to me, and it's very interesting because they're like, they don't want us here. You have to be an anti-Trump progressive liberal to participate in the Exmo community, and I'm not. You know what I'm saying? And so it's really kind of interesting where there's that fusion. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, we don't hire Irish. We don't allow conservatives in ex-Mormon, anti-Mormonism. You know what I'm saying? So, wow. Okay, keep going.
Sometimes the reverse can happen is people feel like you have to be right-wing to be a member. And I don't think that's the case.
Yes.
And even as a conservative right-wing person, I don't think you have to be voting for Trump to be a good Mormon or anything like that. Nothing remotely like that. But the data does show that
a general correlation.
Yes.
This
isn't voting wise. This is these core sociological value wise. That's kind of how things track.
Interesting.
And actually, the funny thing is what you said, Cardin, is there was a video that you had me review and pull clips from called like Desnet Exposed by Mormon Discussions.
Oh, yeah. Where they like...
This was like a year and a half ago. You had me watch this like 2.5 hour long video and make clips of it, and I did. And then you forgot that you had already told me to do that because you also like told Jacob Hansen to do that. And so he pulled clips.
Oh, and no. Okay.
You shot a video with him about it like a week before I got there.
Oh,
so I had spent like all these hours.
Is that the one? Is that the one where they said we were the ones behind the secret YouTube channel that we have nothing to do with? That like we were starting N-word towers that we had nothing to do with. Like that we're funded by the church. Like, yes. Oh, dude, that was wild. That was a fun one. That was a good one.
As disappointed as I was that I spent all that time, like. I can't listen to those things. I did, and I made clips. I spent so many hours, and then we didn't do it. But some good came out of it because it gave me... I've referred in my mind back to that episode a lot because I got very familiar with it after making clips about it. And I actually pulled a quote from that video for this article that I remembered the guy saying. He said that the, quote, smart, liberal, caring people already left, meaning the church, and got on ex-Mormon subreddit first. So he was actually saying exactly what you were saying, Cardin. He was saying that there's kind of an intolerance towards conservative people on ex-Mormon subreddit. But then he kind of caveats it with saying, but they were the nice, caring, smart people. Yeah. The liberals are those kind of people.
They'll always couch it. So they'll always virtue signal. They'll always couch it in nobility. Yeah.
So and he was even saying that as kind of a more right-wing person, and he still said the more smart, caring people are the liberals. All of that to say, we're not putting a category on the ex-Mormons. They kind of accept this category and see themselves. They always are blending like wokeness and leftist ideology with the anti-Mormonism. Yeah. So I'm not putting anything on them. The data shows this, and they seem to accept it themselves.
Okay.
And embrace it. But here's the thing. Generally, what is the left fighting for?
Yeah, I've read that LGBTQ. In your article. I like, right here.
The LGBTQ.
Yeah.
The blacks, the poor, the sexually repressed, women. But the citizens of Fairview, Texas, are none of these things. The town votes Republican, and I included a link with the data. It's over 75% white, and I included a link with the data. And has a median household income of $103,000. And I included a link with the data. It's one of the most expensive places to live in the United States. Okay. This wealthy white suburb of Dallas. And so
it's like when Quakuel talks about the Girls Camp podcast. You can't be saying we fight for the oppressed and then hold up like Fairview, Texas as like the peak Mormon oppression. Yeah. The Republican 75% white suburb that has a median household income of 6 figures. Geez Louise. Okay.
And so, but the irony gets slightly deeper than that, because what are they defending? They're defending zoning laws. They're defending height restrictions. Do you know what kind of one of the main narratives around zoning laws and height restrictions are? According to people that are more on the left.
That's how we oppressed them. Oh yeah, that's redlining. Yeah. That's redlining. Yeah. You're supposed to hate that crap, dude.
You can't have your 10-story apartment building next to my farm.
Yeah.
The wealthy white Republican votes on in their city council. And it's not environmentally friendly to have all these sprawled out houses. I'm repeating their talking points here.
Yeah.
And so they're standing up for the wealthy white Republicans, and also for the generally viewed as racist and environmentally unfriendly zoning laws. All because the church bad.
Dude.
So that must be opposed at all costs.
Trump derangement syndrome breeds really odd bedfellows, okay? And so does church derangement syndrome. Like church derangement syndrome is so odd, and it's hilarious that only church derangement syndrome could bring political progressives together to fight on behalf of the wealthy Republican suburb that makes over 6 figures a year. We got to defend church oppression. Dude,
so like,
I didn't make that connection, bro. That is hilarious, man.
Well, I was like, Texas. Huh. And so I went up and looked. Yep, it's Republican. I wonder if it's, it's wealthy. And is it, it's pretty white too. Wait a second.
Oh my gosh, wait. You know what I just realized, bro? This is coming out June 14th, Juneteenth. This is
19th.
Sorry, not 14th. I'm an idiot. That was like 5 days ago. This is coming out on Juneteenth. So literally the same people that are telling us that we're racist if we don't celebrate Juneteenth, which is the Texas kind of regional holiday that's become a national holiday, where there was the one guy that rode in on horseback and announced I think it was the end of the Civil War, the emancipation of the slaves. I can't remember the exact origin of Juneteenth, but literally the same people that tell you you're racist if you don't celebrate Texas's Juneteenth holiday nationally are the ones now saying, but the wealthy suburbs, we got to protect the wealthy white suburbs from church oppression.
I like PR stuff. I like to think strategy. I like to think politics. And it would seem like the anti-Mormon people, these YouTube channels, they might be a little better served like siding with the church on this one.
Yeah.
In order to get that better goal of starting to help, like, team up with the church to kind of domino over all these zoning laws and just get rid of them, so you can kind of spread the social justice and city planning across the whole United States as the church is spreading these temples across the United. Like that's a smart strategy, man. That's a smart strategy. The only problem is I don't think people really like pay attention to them outside of the anti-Mormonism. I feel kind of bad for Nemo the Mormon. Like, I read all the articles, all the local news channels about this controversy. He didn't show up in any of them. Dude flew all the way over from Britain to give a 3-minute speech, and he wasn't even mentioned.
Was that really why is that why he showed up, or is it like some birthday party he had to go to and he just decided he'd stop by Texas?
I really like to think about, it's not even a city council, it's a town council. So I like to think of this town council member coming home like, honey, how's work? Oh, it was pretty good. We had that temple meeting. There was like this British guy there who gave like a speech about the temple. Like, does he not know we have Google and can Google that the Paris temple is only 43? Like, maybe he thought we didn't know that. Maybe he thinks there's not internet out here, but he flew all the way out. No, I'm not joking. Like, it's just this conversation.
Where's the up and coming French anti-Mormon that's willing to fly in to, like, I don't know, the Savannah, Georgia temple groundbreaking town council and just be like, you must know the Mormon church is horrible. You know what I'm saying? And just like, there's a bunch of Southern gentlemen and a really nice lady just sitting there being like, I dare say, my friend, where are you from? You know? And they're just like, we be church bad. You know? And it's just like, what? So, okay, dude, this is absolutely hilarious. I didn't know that you were, besides being a reporter and an editor-in-chief, but a comedian, you know, because this is some pretty funny and good stuff. I'm not a comedian.
The story is comical.
Yes.
That's the difference here.
Oh, give yourself more credit.
Did I keep this line? Oh, yeah. Towards the end of the article, I said, anti-Mormons fighting for a town like Fairview on behalf of a policy like height restrictions. Sounds like a satire piece Jonah Barnes would write, not the anti-Mormon news of the month.
That's so true. Jonah Barnes, incredible satirist. We should have had him on today. That would have been awesome.
Should.
So, anyway, all right. So, anything else before we finish this video? Anything else we missed, my man?
If you have opinions that you also want to share, especially ones that are funny, reach out at wardradio.com at the contact us thing, and I will get in touch if it sounds interesting.
Yeah, those emails go straight to you, man. I'm glad you got that job, not ours. Hey, have you got any really wild and weird ones yet?
Not really, actually. No.
Okay.
One. I've gotten one.
Okay.
Found one.
Was it good? Can you tell us anything? Like,
no, I don't want to mock them.
Okay.
In public. So
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So you're too good. You're a good man, Luke Hansen. You're a good man. So anyway, guys, if you haven't had a chance yet, please make sure that you go to wardradio.com and subscribe to the news blog. It's right here. It's a lot of fun. Also, if you have, if you have some time, not if you have some time, but definitely if you have time, because it does require time. But if you want to check out our merch, the merch is super fun. You can buy the merch there. And if you want to contribute to the channel, please make sure that you check us out on Zelle, on Venmo, or on the Cash app. Either way, let us know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think that church derangement syndrome makes for strange bedfellows? Or was Nemo the Mormon totally right? Was ex-Mormon subreddit totally right? Were all of the antis fighting for the wealthy suburbs? Were they totally right? Or, it's just church derangement syndrome. And thank you very much, Luke Hansen, for showing up and joining us. As always, for this and more, please make sure you guys check us out at wardradio.com.
This is gonna be the best day ever. This is gonna be the best day ever. Wake up.